So, Coach Reid, obviously, you guys are just coming back from nationals. You guys have had what is a monumental and historic victory for the Lady Knights team. Uh, when did it become real for you? We watched in the GCAC with bated breath for the results as you guys were battling with the University of British Columbia. When did it become real for you that Suno might walk away with this championship?
Saturday around 3:30, um, when we realized that we were heading into the 4x4s with the lead. However, we knew that British Columbia had a high jumper, and we know that if she had finished anywhere higher than sixth position, would have lost the championship. But we kept faith, and the girls was really motivated to go out there and win the 4x4. However, I believe British Columbia realized the situation, apply a lot of pressure on their jumper, and she probably did not jump as well as they thought. And we just kept our heads calm and go out there and do what we had to do and leave the result to, at the end.
You've talked quite a bit about the mental toughness of this team, how these ladies are not only physically skilled, but they're mentally tough athletes. And we all know that that is something that it doesn't always come organically. It's sometimes something that you've got to instill in your athletes. How did you hammer or drive home the point of being mentally tough, in addition to physically tough, but mentally tough, especially going into a championship?
Well, we do a lot of meditation work before the season even start and during the seasons. For example, during December periods, we do a lot of sessions where we focus on mental toughness. We focus on meditation. We probably go in a dark room and shut the lights off and just talk and try to focus. And the mental toughness comes in training. The way my system is set up, we train very hard, we train very tough, and I try to train the girls under a lot of pressure in terms of competitiveness. So once we do those type of things, I know that the toughness would be something that they eventually would overcome.
Now, we talked to a few of your athletes as well, and they talked about how, there was a common theme that you had throughout the entirety of your experience at nationals, and that was that you just wanted them to go out there and win their individual race. And that you talked about the pressure that ratcheted the pressure up on them.
Yes.
That made it where each person felt that they had a job to do to contribute. What were your expectations of everyone individually? You had some athletes that obviously won everything. You had some that came in first, second place. Walk us through the strategic aspect of how you won nationals.
Well, the core of my team consists of a few senior athletes. Sade Hilton, Kimon Smichael, Adriana Bolton. They have been to this level more than once. They understand the magnitude, they understand the pressure. I believe that once I got them to motivate the younger ones to understand that it's very important that you focus on your event and not the team effort event, then eventually they would have come victorious. I think Kimona, I think Sade, I think Adriana, did exceptionally well in their individual events. They set the tone, they set the bar. So once the young athletes realized that the senior athletes was stepping up and maintaining their seniority, then they just fall in line.
What was the atmosphere like in the tent, so to speak? And you said that Kimona and a couple of other athletes were referencing Friday during the preliminaries. They came out and they set the tone. What was the atmosphere like after Sade, Kimona, after they competed and they came back in the tent? What was the atmosphere like?
Well, to be honest, the tent was very calm, and Sade and Kimona maintain that. We didn't, at no time I think they were nervous at all. I think that Kimona controlled the atmosphere, Sade controlled the atmosphere. I think at one time Sade got emotional because it was coming down to the wire and she felt like, why this is happening on her last year. But, the tent was pretty calm. And once they realized that I was not worried per se, they fed off my reaction because I kept a cool composure during the whole championship, and I just keep driving one thing to them: maintain your confidence, keep your composure, and do what you have to do in your own event.
Let's shift gears. History making. This is only the third time in program history that Suno has won a national championship for women's outdoor track and field. How does it feel to you personally that now your name is etched in history with the likes of Artist Davenport?
It feels good. It is something that I always want to do. From the moment I stepped foot on this campus, I used to vividly visit the gym and look up on those banners every single day. And I always said to myself, I have to put one up there, because where I'm from and the environment that I'm coming from, my mentors always said to me, you could win a lot of races. You can coach a lot of people that win a lot of races. Titles is what determine how good you are as a coach. And in this profession, if you don't win any title, then, I don't think you get the type of respect that you deserve. So I always want to bring a championship to this institution. 95 is a long time, Sam. 1973 is a long time. But tell you what, I'm still not comfortable, because I know that once I can get the boys program to be rubbing shoulders with the girls program, then they're going to see the best of this institution.
Now, this was a year of personal testing for you. You, around the time of conference, you found out that your father passed away. You were traveling back and forth. How were you able to keep the team dynamic together, knowing that you were traveling home? You are a native of Jamaica, and then coming back and still trying to maintain the team.
One thing with winning, the formula, you have to have a good team around you. And my assistant did an excellent job while I was away. Miss Collins, Andrea Gordon, the AD, the Chancellor, everybody chipped in with their contribution. While I was away, I was not worried per se, because I thought that my assistant understand my philosophy, understand what I expect from them. So they just picked up the mantle and carried on the work while I was away. And that was how things was managed and controlled while I was away.
Now, this has been a year of testing for your athletes as well. You all lost your former coach. It's your first year as head coach, and yet here we are, national champions. You were voted NAIA Coach of the Year. You were voted U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association Coach of the Year. Did you anticipate this level of success in your first year?
Well, to be honest, anything I do, I expect success. I don't do anything and don't expect success, because that's just me. Once I put my mind to it, once I implement certain things in terms of what I expect from the athletes, once they bill into what I was explaining to them, I knew that it was just a matter of time before the success hit. I think from the first day of training, they realized that my mindset was different. My mindset was about just getting the job done. Leave the outside distraction. That was not my business. Because as I've always said to you, you're going to always have distraction. But you cannot pay any attention to that. You just have to lock in and focus on the task at hand.
Now, there have been critics. Does it bother you that people criticize your program? Without getting into the details of the criticisms, does it bother you that obviously, again, national champions, indoor, I believe you guys have gotten runner-up, you've come in third in indoor, Coach of the Year multiple times, multiple All-Americans, and yet you can't seem to shake, as you would say, the haters. Does that bother you?
It doesn't bother me because I actually welcome that. I strive off of that. That motivates me because if you're doing something and you're complacent, you're not going to get the job done too much. You're not going to get the job done as good as you would want. You can't be too comfortable in nothing that you do. So once those type of distraction comes in, it pushes you, it motivates you. The 4:30 waking up in the morning really paid off. So it doesn't bother me at all.
You have been immensely successful this year.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
Oh, a lot of things is next. One championship is not championship. I've always said to Shade, I said it to Kimona the other day, you will have to go out there next year and repeat to get my respect as it relates to a champion. I've said that last year to Adriana. I actually took away her plaque when she won that 200. And I said, in order for you to be respected by your peers, you have to go out there and repeat. And she did that well. So this championship, trust me, it's not even anything that allow me to get complacent. So believe it or not, I'll be going after a few more because I have a formula and my formula is 4 straight.
Now some might say there's a chip on your shoulder. But that kind of goes to championships mindset. I heard, I believe it was Jim Harbaugh say that in order to be a champion, you have to have a middle finger to the world attitude. Where does that come from? Where does that chip on your shoulder come from?
One of my favorite wrestlers, because I love wrestling, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. His strategy and formula is to be the man, you got to beat the man. And that's me. That's my chip on my shoulder. I love to beat the best. I love to compete against the best. So going up against good schools like Wayland and Indiana Tech, I'll enjoy beating them because I know where this program was and I know where it's heading. So that's just a chip on my shoulder, just to be the best and among my peers, just to be a standout person.
Now, final question as we move toward wrapping. What's the biggest challenge that you face as a coach?
Wow. The biggest challenge I face as a coach is coaching different personalities. It's a very hard task, especially when you're coaching girls, because girls come with a different challenge every single day. However, I enjoy coaching girls because it teaches you how to understand what it means to be around so much different personalities. But coaching both males and females is a different challenge. But I felt like once I settle down and understand what it takes, it will be okay.
Last question. What's your message to the people watching right now that they are going to have to coach against your athletes next year? Their athletes are going to have to line up against your athletes. They're going to have to outcoach you, outwork you, outthink you. What's your message to them?
My message is just to enjoy competing against my athletes. I will not say anything that, is cocky or boastful. Just enjoy competing against my athlete because my athlete's always well prepared.
Coach, we thank you for your time, and we are definitely looking forward to those 4 straight championships that you're going to earn here at Southern University in New Orleans.
Thank you, Sam. It's a pleasure.